Welcome to our Disney book tag. I'm Becky.
I'm Anne.
I'm Lauren.
And we are T-Rex Read. So the way that this one works is that there are different Disney characters. I'll leave the list of the questions down below, and you have to come up with a book that matches each one. So, for example, question number 1 is Little Mermaid, a character who is a fish out of water.
Agatha in School for Good and Evil.
Yes, that's a good
She is
one.
put in school for good, and she is like
A Tim Burton character come to life. She farts, has dead birds in her pockets, lives in a graveyard.
Yep.
Well, like you do.
Like you do.
wears black all the time.
And she's in a princess school.
Nick Gaucher from Chronicles of Nick by Sherilyn Kenyon, whose entire life just one day went, you're a demon, small child. You're totally gonna ruin the world when you grow older. It's like,
Good luck
no.
with that.
Great.
Please no.
In that vein, I'm going with Callum in the Magisterium series. He's from a family of wizards already that is supposed to be going to this magic school, but his dad hasn't told him any of this. No idea what he's doing while everybody else does. But then he also finds out, by the end of book 1, that he's got this big terrible secret to carry around, which makes him even more out of place than he was before. Question number 2 is Cinderella. Name a character who goes through a major transformation.
I went with Katza from Graceling. Her talent was killing people, and in the end they realized that that was not her talent after all, actually.
I picked Agatha again because she is a princess after all. Even though she doesn't believe she's beautiful, turns out she is a beautiful princess. Aww.
I went for Mikey in the Everlast in the Skinjacker trilogy because he starts out as the one true monster of Everlast. He's the most hideously disgusting thing the alley has ever seen, but he ends up wanting to be a better person. Snow White. Name a book that had an eclectic cast of characters. So for me, I went with the Partial series by Dan Wells. There was a big war going on and they created these cyborgs. They were designed to help us win the war, but the problem was we didn't treat them nicely after they helped us win the war. There was this big virus release that killed most of the population off. All the babies die from it. They're getting teenage girls to get pregnant. I just thought it was an interesting cast of characters, although I will say this, I would have been a lot happier if we could have stabbed Haru in the eyeballs. And if you've read the book, you know what I'm talking about because I hate that kid.
My big giant cast of characters is going to be a graphic novel called Saga by Brian K. Vaughan. It is fantastic, and it's visually stunning. People with wings, and then there's a moon called Wreath where the people with the horns live, and they are mortal enemies. We've got the Robot Kingdom. All of their faces are TVs. All of the janitors are old black and white box TVs. The king of Robot Kingdom is this giant flat screen.
I picked Beauty Queens by Little Mermaid. There are, of course, the beauty queens who crash land on the island. There are the evil, corporate guys. There are the reality TV fake pirates.
Sleeping Beauty, a book that put you to sleep, and I'm just going to go quick and short. I'm going with Dracula. I love the book, but the sentences can take 7 or 8 lines because it's very dense language. And it's not, I love the book, but it was one that when I was reading it, I would nod off, if I was sitting in bed and reading it.
Mine's going to be Lady Midnight by Cassandra Clare because I'm still reading that book 2 months later. I'm just now getting into it. It's because of torture.
Torture makes us happy. We like torturing people for fun.
When there's a book that puts me to sleep, I totally get rid of
Give
it,
up it.
and I block it from memory.
Lion King. Name a character that had something traumatic happen to them in their childhood. And this is young adults, so they're all still children, so the field is wide open.
I went with Artemis Fowl. His father has disappeared, and his mother is kind of nuts.
Mine's Sabriel from the Borsin trilogy from Garth Nix because her dad died. But he's also a necromancer, so she goes through the book going, I can get him back!
So in the vein of Parents' Time, I'm in the middle of reading The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. So Cassie was a stage performer. She was a fake psychic. She's like Sean Spencer, she just really knows how to read people really well. A serial killer has murdered her mom. There's just gore everywhere. The other one I picked was Meadow from the Murder Complex because in the Murder Complex they live in a society where the murder rate is higher than the birth rate. Her dad trains her and her brother. She'll be walking along the deck of the houseboat and all of a sudden, boom, she's in the water and better have her knife out because dad's gonna try and stab her. And there's these nanites that are in the air that will heal you quickly. On the other hand, it's kept her alive. Like, it's really traumatic, but it's kept her alive. Beauty and the Beast is next. A beast of a book that you were intimidated by the size of initially, but then you became to love it in the end.
I'm going to go with a book called Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. It is fantastic, but the book is literally just
it's like this
monster. It is adult in nature, so there's your warning.
It's an adult historical romance. Know that stuff is in there. I'm just gonna go simple and go Clockwork Princess. I was texting her and going, why is there 100 pages left? The story is over. And she's like, trust me, you're gonna like it. And I did love everything that happened, but I was just like, I'm ready to be done with this book.
The Diviners, and it's thick, but it's not like, oh my gosh. And I was a little bit daunted by this, is because I listened to it on audio. When I downloaded it and I started it, it was like 19 hours left, or like 21 hours left, or something. I was like, oh, no. Yeah, amazing. Still.
Next is Aladdin. Name a character who got their wish granted, for better or for worse. I went with Rhine in the Withered series because girls die by age 20, boys die by age 24, and she's kidnapped off the street and brought to this mansion to be like one of the 4 wives for this guy.
Oh,
and so she wants to escape. I don't feel like it's spoiling anything to say, like, yes, she does escape, but that doesn't make things all hunky-dory.
Mine is Pippa from A Great and Terrible Beauty by Little Mermaid. Pippa is epileptic, and she and her 3 friends go into this magical realm. Spoiler alert, she chooses to stay in the magical realm and go off with this, like,
magical prince guy.
Yes, magical prince guy who is perfect and loves her and all of that sort of stuff, instead of staying and marrying the pompous guy.
Windbag.
There you go.
Yeah.
But because of that, she actually dies in the real world. So, like, you know, so she gets her wish.
She's happy with she's happy with her ending, because she's like, this is the best I'm gonna have. Like, don't take that from me.
Right.
Because she's epileptic and her parents are just trying to get her married off to somebody rich before anybody realizes that. And so, like, her future husband is like 10 years older than her or something, or more.
Yeah, way more, I think.
Yeah, so he's old.
And I took this super literally and went with Savannah from My Fair Godmother, who has a godmother who's not yet a fairy. She's just,
she's fair. She keeps failing her exams.
She wants to be loved by everyone she knows, but she's stupid. So she got what she wanted.
Had a brain.
Yeah, every time she makes a wish, she's like, this is what I want. And then she gives her that, and she's like, that's not what I wanted. I wanted this. Well, I thought you would have asked for that if that's what you wanted.
Really wanted it.
Next is Mulan. Name a character that pretends to be something that they aren't.
Eon from Eon. It's not a super big spoiler because she's a girl in an all-boy, like, institution of Chinese magic, and it is fantastic.
For mine, I went easy and picked Triss from Divergent because she is divergent, but she pretends that she's not, and goes for Dauntless and pretends like she's Dauntless.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, because Barty Crouch Jr. pretends to be Mad-Eye Moody, the horror for the entire.
Toy Story. Name a bunch of characters that you wish would come to life, and I went super easy and said Harry Potter, duh. Like, that's what I wrote down, was Harry Potter, duh.
I went with Infernal Devices.
Duh, for Anne.
I just need Will to look at, and be pretty.
I went with Etiquette and Espionage because I love Bumber Snoot. The little steampunk dog. I want to see Bumber Snoot.
Disney Descendants. Name your favorite morally ambiguous character or bad guy, and I just went with Snape. I went easy again because I heart Snape. He's book movie mashup. Like, he's Alan Rickman and ignoring some pieces of the book. And it's my headcanon of Snape, but Snape.
I tried to go with Loki.
He's in comic books.
That I don't read. So I went with Mogget from the Abortion trilogy, because... Talking cat. That you don't know what side of the world what side of good and evil he is on.
I went with the ridiculous choice and picked Momo Bichacha from Beauty Queens, mostly because I like to say Momo Bichacha.
That is our list. We hope you enjoyed it. If you did, click like or subscribe down below, or better yet, hit both. We're going to leave links to where you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Let us know what your choices would be down below, and we will see you next time.
Ciao.
Peace. Stop doing that.
No. We like torturing people for fun. Name your favorite, bleh. We like torture.
Yeah.
Can't fix that in post.
Mm-mm. Nothing to see here. Move along. Dang it. Swish, swish.
Kind of a slow read because you just kind of wanted to marinate in the book. You want out!
Oh.